Friday, everybody. I wanted to see which one of you guys were paying attention. I saw Brandon right away. He was like,
yeah, I was about to start off a little bit different, man. I don't know. I had to double check the calendar.
Happy Monday, guys. Brand new week. You know what that means. Brand new episodes. Episode 57, almost to 60. We're getting there. I just can't wait to reach 100. So we're here. We're back. Last week we started off with bad news, so we'll start with good news. I'll kick it off. Okay, our shirts. Plug Talk Sports shirts are on sale now. You can go send a DM over into the Plug Talk Sports Instagram or Twitter account, or even my personal Instagram account at Daniel Cristiano Torres, and we'll get an order going. They're on sale. We're gonna be repping them. I gotta send it over to Brandon and Giancarlo. I gotta give him his. So that's my good news is that the shirts are on sale. They're finally here. They got here last week. Had them in the box in my room. But it's exciting stuff, guys. It's got the new logo on it. It looks fresh. It looks clean. Excited, all the hard work that we've done and the branding and trying to, the marketing side of things, putting it together. It's been great. And again, it can't be done. None of this ideas and stuff like that can't be done without you guys. So thank you.
Gracious.
Of course, I can't wait to finally put this shirt. We have to all wear the shirts now for every
Yeah, for sure.
And I gotta figure out when we get a shoe deal. When we get a shoe deal with Nike, and it has to be Nike, that's when I gotta go get them.
We got shoes. I just got the only pair of them.
Yeah. It took a long time, but
Jonka, what was the best thing from this past week?
I think I got three things. I got Judge hits his 37th home run to lead the MLB. John Wick 4 trailer came out, hyped us up for it.
Yep.
And then Juan Soto winning the home run derby, so I was pretty hyped for it.
Soon to be Dodger.
Or Met, or Marlin, or Yankee. We don't know.
It's gonna be everywhere.
It could be anywhere. Brandon, how about you, man?
For best thing, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I gotta say, finally going through the SEC media days, the ACC kickoff, and getting to hear all around college football, and not even that. I think later on, either this week or next week or whatever. I mean, Big Ten's gonna be talking, so we're finally getting back to college football, man. We're finally getting back.
I miss football, man. I really miss football. And I'm really excited to commentate those games with you, man. That's gonna be a blast.
Oh yeah, especially for the Dolphins games.
Yeah, that's gonna be a blast. Which, by the way, guys, Brandon on our website at www.plugtalksports.co, he's got a great ACC media day kickoff article on the Miami Hurricanes. So you guys want to go in and check that out. It's very good, very well written. You're gonna have to go and see that on the website. Bad news. Okay. Unfortunately for myself, I know it's just a preseason game, but losing to Barcelona is never fun as a Real Madrid fan. Look, I'm not gonna make excuses, but Barcelona started their A team in the first half, and Real Madrid had all their kids on the field, and you can tell they just were stuck playing with each other and didn't know what to do, and they made a bad pass in the back, and Rafinha buried in the back of the net, and that was the only goal of the night.
It was nice.
It was very close in the second half when they put Modric and Kroos in the game, and Casemiro. You can tell Madrid had their passing together after they put their regulars in. The problem was that Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, they were all subbed out. But I think we would have tied the game if we kept our forwards in, but they freaking put in Mariano Diaz, bro, in for Vinicius, and I was like, yeah, there's no.
They didn't want it.
There's no finishing touch here to put the ball in the back. Marco Asensio missed the goal by inches, bro. Federico Valverde hit the post on a shot. Yeah, it was frustrating. But you know what? It was a great experience. I think what took away from my experience was the fans in my section were very annoying. One, at the beginning of the game, security was present for like the first 20 minutes of the game because someone was from like a couple rows back, someone was throwing beer, chucking beer, and this guy got heated, bro. Guy gets up because it reached like 4 rows in front of me. Guy gets up and he's like, "Who threw that?" Like, guy was heated. And then like security came on and stuff. That was one thing. The second thing, bro, there was this couple next to me, man, that just would not shut up all night, bro. Like, I think his wife was more annoying than he was. Like, Barcelona had the ball at midfield,
Right.
and she was like, shoot. I'm like, dude, we have a goal, bro. Like, you're not gonna make the goal on Courtois from midfield. And then just like this guy comes back with he buys 2 turkey legs, and he gets up, bro. This guy, no, it was just disgusting. Gets up and he starts waving the turkey leg in the air. And I'm like, what is going on, bro?
That's medieval times, man. That's classic.
He gets up to go to the bathroom and he starts telling everyone in the section. He's like, "Oh, I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom." And I'm like, I don't care. I think that's what took away from my experience with those people, bro. They were so annoying.
Oh man, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you though. When I went to like the couple of the Celtic Heat playoff games, I was low key one of those people. Every single possession, I was like, "Yo, play up," you know what I mean? Because it's a high intensity. But that guy, the whole turkey leg, I mean, that's
okay, Brandon. I'm sure you had common sense, right? Like, you know what you're talking about. These people were telling Barcelona to shoot from midfield, bro. And like it was just bad, and then they were Mexican, and it's nothing against Mexicans. I'm not saying that, but like they sat down and like the husband was wearing a Madrid shirt and the wife was wearing a Barcelona shirt. But then like once Barcelona scored, he was like, "Arriba los Pumas!" And then like Pumas is a Mexican team, and I'm like,
maybe they're scouting early. Who knows?
Yeah. God, it was rough, man. Janka, bad. What's your bad news?
Bad news for me would have to be the Yankees veteran reliever Michael King. He got a fractured right elbow, so now the Yankees have to go deeper into their bullpen, which we don't have. So now we have to struggle from pitching. But also the Red Sox in their last 5 games, they've allowed 67 runs to 13 of Boston's own runs. So,
bro,
and 55 of them came from 3 games alone.
Dude, I saw when Toronto was up 25-3. I was like, what is going on?
In Fenway, too. In Fenway. That's just disrespectful. I'm sorry. No way you lose like that in front of your fans. The fact that anybody even stayed in the 7th inning is insane.
Brandon, I don't know if you saw Barcelona trolling Inter Miami when they scored 6 goals. It was 6-0, and they tweeted touchdown. They put 6-0.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Just,
it was bad.
But I mean, from at least now going to my worst game from the week, besides Inter Miami losing 6-0, because again, it's a game that's doesn't count for anything MLS, but I mean, from what I woke up this morning, I had a midway heart attack, and I know we're going to talk about it later on here in this podcast.
Oh my!
But the Jaylen Brown news, I actually went on my courtside pod. I talked about it even further there, and I kept on digging. I saw what the deal was. I'm going to talk about it later. But as a Celtic fan, and I don't know if this is for every single Celtic fan, because I think we're always like, hopefully don't talk to anybody during the offseason, but man, JB deserves some respect. At 25 years old, what he's doing right now, he deserves some respect. So my heart almost dropped. It really almost dropped from the Athletic.
I got to throw this in here because I don't know if you guys knew, but I saw, while I wasn't at Calisico in Las Vegas, the night before, I saw a very good Cirque du Soleil show on the Beatles. Now, I knew about the Beatles, but I think this show helped me appreciate their music more. Obviously, they were way before our time. But I think a lot of the songs made me realize how high they were when they made these songs. They had a song, I don't know if you guys knew, but they had a song called Octopus Garden, and it's pretty much like John Lennon saying, I want to go under the sea to an octopus's garden. And I'm like, he was definitely on acid when he wrote that song.
That had to be like the 70s, man. That had to be John Lennon in the 70s. Man was a legend that time. Probably on everything in the middle, but he was definitely a legend at that time. Definitely a legend.
For sure. First topic of the night, I know it's going to make Jonka. Well, actually, I don't know where Jonka's opinion and stance on it is because I haven't asked you, but the Miami Hurricanes and Coach Cristobal has said that there will be no more turnover chain, that his program was going to be focusing more about football and hard work and not on the the showboating and the off the field stuff. Here's my take on it first. I'm happy with it. It's about time somebody's got to come around, change this program, and actually people start taking stuff seriously. So I'm happy about it, and he wants to have his own touch to the program and kind of get rid of like all that Manny Diaz stuff. So I'm happy with it. I don't have a problem with it. And plus, the kids who go to the school don't have to pay for the turnover chain through their tuition with all those expensive diamonds they put on the chain. So I'm happy with it.
When we go, Brandon.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. If you have whatever's on your mind right now about the turnover chain, I mean, go ahead, man. Go ahead. You think good, bad, or you're thinking?
You go ahead.
All right. Well, I mean, as we started this podcast before, I did an article about from the ACC kick of Mario Cristobal specifically and what he said in the media. What he mentioned specifically about the turnover chain itself. I mean, he didn't even think about it at first, right? I mean, there's more things ahead of them of rebuilding a program, right? To that championship standard that, the Canes are supposed to be. And they haven't been since, 01. You know what I mean? Hasn't even won a bowl game since 2016, I think.
Yeah.
So the turnover chain, it's definitely something that off in mind, but I think it creates more real estate for all of our fans, right? Because the turnover chain in 2017, I mean, I'm telling you, I forgot the guy's name, unfortunately, but the true freshman, Brandy, I think his name was, or Bandy.
Bandy.
Yeah. The pick six against Notre Dame, and you had the turnover chain in a full-packed Hard Rock Stadium. I mean, that's a huge memory. That's a Hurricane era. The turnover chain itself is a Hurricane era. And then when Manny Diaz ended up getting the starting job for head coach, he ruined it with the touchdown rings. That was too much. From the touchdown rings, everybody trying to copy the turnover chain with a turnover bag, a turnover gauntlet, a turnover hammer. Like, I think Mario Cristobal realizes that, we have to put down a tough regiment. You have to go out there and put discipline, and then it's going to show on the field. So, I mean, even you saw that in the spring game. I mean, a lot of those guys, they're full throttle in this right now. So, as a fan, I'm going to miss it. But then again, I'd rather see them win on the field and then some jewelry on their necks.
Okay.
Go for it, Jonka.
I am actually happy about this because I understand why they made the turnover chain, but I also didn't like it at the same time because they were encouraged to get turnovers, but yet the Hurricanes were literally 112th in turnovers. So it didn't really increase anything. And besides, you're just gonna jump on a fumble and then that's it. Turnover chain, you just jump, celebrate. The whole entire bench is not even paying attention to the game. And it's I think the turnover chain was an antic from the stupidity of the previous director, just to sell tickets and waste money from the tuition of all these students. It was a cool way, I guess, to increase the motivation for defensive players to, I guess, get turnovers, but it was a waste of time. Just a ticket, just like a sideshow. Happy got rid of it. Now Mario Cristobal wants to focus on winning, which they can do this year if they continue to recruit the way they've been recruiting, because Manny Diaz did a bad of a show these past years with recruiting, and now Mario Cristobal wants to clean all that up with a new AD, with a new everything. So I think he wants to remove a whole entire like sideshow. So he wants to avoid anything that could cause disruptions in the year. So I guess that's why he removed it right now. I think he decided to remove it a while ago, but I guess he decided to say it publicly now.
I think my favorite part about the turnover chain is when Miami would be getting absolutely smacked in the game,
Exactly.
and they would get a turnover, and then you'd see the chain come out, and everyone's celebrating on the bench, and you're like, bro, you're down like 25 points. What are you doing? Even the touchdown rings is I think I agree with Brandon. That was a little too much. Like that got a little too ridiculous.
No, and especially that I wouldn't have minded it if they didn't have to get a new chain every single year. They went from the U to the cane to something else. I'm like, bro, just stick to the original one and stop trying to get a new chain. That's like $1.2 million every single year you're spending on a stupid chain. Just get rid of it. You can make a new facility with that 1.1 million or whatever it is.
No, yeah, like on a whole Cuban though. You know how much a Cuban is? You know what I mean? A little Cuban link?
Blinged out on each little chain, there's diamonds on it. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know about that. Honestly though, because what Jonka said earlier, and I know, just kind of, furring away from the turnover chain, but the schedule for UM, I mean, it's a real possibility. If they win out some of those big games, we're talking about Texas A&M, of course, again, Florida State, and I believe Clemson, if I might be mistaken about the Clemson part. But the turnover chain might be something behind us, right? Because if we win those games, I mean, no one's going to be talking about, jewelry at all. They're going to be talking about rings.
Listen, man. They get a cakewalk of a schedule each year, man.
Cakewalk? It's Texas A&M they play in the beginning, like near the beginning of the year.
Okay, but let me read this to you, Brandon. You say it's not a cakewalk. Their first game of the season is against Bethune-Cookman.
Okay. Yes, of
Bethune-Cookman.
Per usual.
They have Southern Miss of Conference USA.
Okay.
Then they have Texas A&M.
Okay.
I'll agree that's a hard game.
Yep.
Then they have Middle Tennessee of Conference USA.
Right.
Then we get into the ACC slate. It's UNC, Virginia Tech, Duke, Virginia, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Clemson, and Pittsburgh. Bro.
Look, Pittsburgh won the conference last year. Clemson's obviously going to be talked about all the time. Florida State, no matter what happens at Florida State, that's always going to be a huge game, national televised.
Yeah, exactly.
College Station, and do not sleep. I repeat,
Virginia Tech and UNC.
USA.
Okay, listen. Here we go. We'll do it. I want both of you. Okay. Bethune-Cookman, win or loss?
Win. You know what? This is going to be a win.
Okay.
It should be a win.
1-0. Southern Miss, win or loss?
2-0.
2-0, I think.
2-0, okay. Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, that should be a loss. But then again, if they can pull it out, I mean,
I gotta see what happens, because apparently there's some fighting in between Texas A&M on the recruits that they've been getting, that they weren't promised the positions they were getting. So I gotta see. But okay. I think it's a no. It could be a no.
2-1. Middle Tennessee.
Dub.
Could be a loss.
No, that's a dub.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Middle Tennessee looked pretty. It could be a loss. I'm telling you right now. I would not sleep in them. Is that in Miami too, or is that what?
That is.
I think it's home.
It's in Miami, yeah.
Okay. So I would probably actually put the Canes on the edge there.
All right, 3-1. All right, North Carolina.
Dub.
It needs to be a win, but they're gonna lose that one.
Jeez, really?
North Carolina, yeah.
They're no joke, bro.
No, I know they're not no joke, but like, jeez, okay.
3-2. Okay, Virginia Tech.
Dub.
That should be a win.
I don't know, bro. I would say if it's here, dub. But over there, whole different story, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, because the whole state of Virginia, they're building programs. So, but I don't think they're building up UM programs.
Those games that are away, if Miami could play well at College Station and they play decently well away, I think those games away for the rest of the season will be dubs.
I'll give it to you. 4-2. All right, Duke.
Dub. Easy dub.
Yeah,
Blowout.
5-2. Okay, Virginia.
Loss.
Nah, I'm again dub.
So it's that one game, man.
We nearly beat them last year with Manny Diaz, so I'm saying dub for that one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it has to be that one game.
6-2 then. All right. Florida State.
Blowout.
It better be a blowout. I cannot see
I
a
swear.
Seminole victory, dude. I cannot see a Seminole victory.
All right. 7-2 then. All right. Georgia Tech.
Win.
Yeah, I'll probably say win on that one.
Okay. 8-2. Clemson.
No,
That's the iffy one. That's the iffy one.
Now here's the thing, right? We're already at more than halfway, and we're at an 8-2 record. So that's a bowl game under in Cristobal's first year.
Yeah.
And 8-2 going against Clemson, who's probably going to be a top 25 AP's ranked school. We're probably going to be top 25 with an 8-2 record against really great ACC competition. So I'm thinking about it, and it's going to be in Clemson, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't win in College Station, but we definitely win in South Carolina. I think we're going to win in Clemson.
I like that.
9-2.
Well, remember,
it could be one of the top teams out there in the ACC.
Remember, it's 9-2, saying that we lose to UNC or Virginia, whichever one you said.
Well, UNC or Virginia. Either one. It'll be a 50-50 for both those games, I think.
All right. Pittsburgh.
Dub. I think we win that one.
Yeah, I think loss.
Yeah, even with
think it's a win.
I still like that program. I really do like that program.
No, their program was really good. I think we lost that game last year just due to a final interception, like a block. But I think it's a win for this year.
I think I'm gonna agree with Brandon. So let's finish them 9-3. Not bad.
I'm saying 10-2.
Not bad. All right, moving on to another college football program. FIU has debuted new uniforms. I'm sure you guys have taken a look at the new uniforms. What do you guys think about those new uniforms?
Personally, love them. I love the blue navy one. I think it's clean as it could be. The white ones are not bad. I kind of question the FIU kind of right there next to the collarbone, but I love them. The only thing I wish they put, at least from what the old jersey were like, the claw marks on the side of the pants.
Yeah.
That I missed. The white jerseys themselves are not bad, but they have the FIU eyes of the Panther, which is, I guess is not that bad, but they could have replaced it with a claw. That I think besides that, it could have been much better, but really clean.
What I liked about it is that they kind of gave a nod to the original uniforms when the program first started, which was pretty cool. And I'm not gonna lie, the helmet I really like. So I have one here. Let's see, I can grab it for you guys because the helmet used to have the FIU logo on it, but I like that they transitioned from that helmet to this helmet.
Yes, the Panther itself. That's actually a good one, man.
I love the helmet.
I'm watching the video right now. I think it has the 3 and then the Panther in the middle and then the 5 on the helmet.
Yeah,
the 5 that kind of UCF does with the Knights. But I mean, honestly, compared to what the old jerseys were, and
yes, John.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, exactly that. But I'm telling you, compared to what the old jerseys were, huge upgrade. Probably one of the best upgrades this football program has made, and they ended up getting a new head coach. So
and athletic director.
So it's a lot of change in FIU, but I love the jerseys though. Clean, get your jerseys, be there for game 1. Trust me, right now if you're in the Miami area, go catch an actual football game, a college football game at a home campus. So, because you can't get that UM.
Hey, let's go through. Well, actually, John, did you like the uniforms?
Yeah, I did like the uniforms.
All right. Let's go through their schedules. We did the same for UM. So, win or loss, week 1, they're playing Bryant University. I think that's a win.
I think Bryant's even paying to just be there. We should blow them out.
1-0. This is a tricky one. This should be a win, but we lost to them last year in overtime. Texas State.
I really want that revenge, but I think it's going to be a loss. I just don't see the additions to the FIU roster. We lost too much.
It's tough to say because with new coach, new athletic director.
Yeah.
It's tough to say. It's just like a brand new, fresh start. So we don't know what to expect.
And you got Tyrese Chambers back.
Dude, but who's under center though? Who's the quarterback though?
That's true. Who is the quarterback?
No question. I don't even know if there's a QB1 right now that I can pinpoint on. You know what I mean?
If we don't know who the quarterback is, I'm saying L.
Yeah.
1-1. Okay. This one's always tough, man. We lost them last year. This one's tough. Western Kentucky. That's a tough one, Brandon. This is a tough game.
I'm telling you, I mean, Conference USA, I mean, don't threat them. I mean, because Bailey Zapp was a hell of a quarterback. He ended up getting drafted this season, but I don't know. Because, you know, I think they're a team on the rise, a program on the rise, and who knows how long they stay in Conference USA. So I think it's going to be a loss for the Panthers.
Yeah, same with me. I think that's a loss, man. 1-2. It's getting more difficult. The next is New Mexico State.
Win. If a Panther team loses to New Mexico State, I don't even think there's going to be season ticket holders left for the next game at home. I'm telling you right now, they should win that one simply as that. I don't even remember what conference New Mexico State's in. I mean, I don't even think they even had a football program prior to even the schedule.
Jaka, New Mexico State, is that a win or a loss?
I'll say dub. Say dub.
Yeah. So what is it? 2-2, right? Yeah, 2-2. Here's another one. UConn.
That should be a win. They're a basketball school.
They're a
not a football school.
Yeah. All right. 3-2. Here's where we're getting into conference slate now. This is tricky because they did really good last year. UTSA.
That's a loss.
I think they were ranked last year. They got ranked.
Not only were they ranked, I believe they also won the conference itself.
Yeah.
Over Western Kentucky. My bad. I was just like, one was buzzing near the screen. I just had to get it.
All right, 2-3. For me, this next one should be a win. It's against Charlotte.
Oh, that was a gunslinging matchup we had last season against them. So, I mean, Panthers should win that one. I think this offense for the Panthers, you know, Tyrese Chambers will be a big part of it. It's going to be another fun one to watch, but we should win that one.
3-3. This just goes back and forth. This is another tough one, man. Louisiana Tech.
No, that's a loss.
Yeah. Anything with Tech in it.
3-4. All right. This one's also tough to decide. They beat us last year, but North Texas.
Man, bro, Texas got some big dudes in there.
No, yeah, but I mean that was a close one too. We had. I think that was one that went overtime. I actually did a practice broadcast of it, and I think they're going to return a lot of the rosters, so they're going to have a hell of a running game to compete against. So I think I'm going to go Texas on that one, the Texas State.
3-5.
Whew. Man, I don't know, man.
And it gets more difficult, Janka, because the next game after that is the Shula Bowl against Florida Atlantic.
FIU wins that one. I don't even want to hear it. Janka, if you say FAU, you're not a real South Floridian. We don't claim Boca. We do not claim Boca. FAU,
they're just an hour away.
We don't claim Boca.
Yeah, I agree. We don't. Wait,
FIU.
Is Boca further or before West Palm Beach?
I have no idea. I've never been to the place, but it's like a whole different city compared to anything in South Florida, Broward County.
I think Boca's before.
Yeah, probably before. But either way,
we don't claim them.
We don't claim Boca. That's like a separate island. I don't even know what to call it.
Oh man, but hey, we needed a Shula Bowl win, man, because we haven't won a Shula Bowl game since I believe 2016. It's been a while. So 4-5, okay.
God, this is crack.
UTEP.
UTEP, we're losing that one. That'll be a bad one.
Win.
Real
bad. I gotta go with a win on that one, man.
Yeah, you gotta believe.
So that would be what? 5-5, right? Gianca, 5-5. Yeah, 5-5.
Yeah.
Final game of the season, bro, and this is the term if we go to a bowl game or not, but it's a tough one.
There's 11 games.
And is it gonna be at FIU or is it gonna be?
It is at FIU.
We're gonna win that one. I will go travel myself to FIU to watch that game for a bowl game opportunity for the Panthers. I would, if we lose a bowl game opportunity at home, everyone's gonna rush the field. It'll be chaos.
It's happened before. My first year working there, our bowl destiny lied in a game against, I believe it was Old Dominion. And we lost at home, and we did not go to a bowl game. It was sad. But 6-5. Okay, Panthers end. You guys have the Panthers ending the season 6-5 and squeak by for a bowl appearance in the first year of Coach McIntyre.
Yep.
Not bad.
Bowl.
Yeah. Or walk-ons in or Bahamas Bowl.
No, better yet, the Barstool Bowl. I think, is that supposed to be what, this year now?
I think so.
Yeah, what if FIU even does the Barstool Bowl? How would that even look like?
I'm okay with it.
Dave Portnoy just on the sideline with McIntyre. I would love to see it. That would be a great cameo.
Did you see him at the UFC fight and then the
girl jumped on him? He wins? Yeah, man. The guy's knees were busted after that. When he grabbed like the UFC fighters. Man, I'm telling you right now, because I forgot the girl's name who ended up winning her fight.
Yeah, I think he put in like $200K for her to win. And she won. Like, oh my God.
Dude, I'm telling you. I mean, they're gonna be the next big thing. But yeah, Dave Portnoy, make a deal with FIU players. I'm telling you. We're gonna be a bowl game. There's gonna be a bowl game soon in Miami. So
listen, this is a topic that we're gonna have fun. Well, I think I have fun because I like his nickname. But Pornstar Jimmy is heading to the Dolphins.
Jimmy G.
But it doesn't make sense to me because they're obviously going to stick with Tua. Their backup is Teddy Bridgewater, correct?
Yes.
And then you throw Jimmy G in there. It's like, why?
Because they don't trust him, bro. I'm telling you, he's not worthy to lift the hammer. I'm telling you.
I don't know, man. I'm telling you right now, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G, the Italian Spice, all right? The guy can win games. He was 5-0 when he came to the 49ers and he got injured. He comes back, takes him to a Super Bowl. Next following season, he ends up getting injured the entire season. Last year, they went to the NFC Championship game and was close against the Rams, who ended up winning it all at home. All right, in Los Angeles, my man. So Jimmy Garoppolo in a Miami aqua white jersey, that will probably be enough said, enough done. McDaniels and Jimmy Garoppolo, former history, being on an offense that is, again, Super Bowl caliber quarterback. McDaniels, super caliber offensive mind, now a head coach. The move makes sense. It is the best destination for Jimmy Garoppolo to win right now. Now, if Tua Tagovailoa has to prove himself, and I don't know if the Miami ownership is just going to say, hey, the guy we drafted like top 5 pick, top 4 pick or whatever? Yeah, let's just ship him out after 3 or so years. You know what I mean? So this is like threading on like the needle steadily. Because if they end up punching themselves.
Listen to me. Do you really, let's say it gets to that point where they're like, we're going to bench Tua. Who are you putting in? Are you putting in Bridgewater or are you putting Garoppolo?
Garoppolo. And no offense.
Both of you went different directions with that.
Look, I'm just saying, I love Teddy Bridgewater's game. I thought what he did with the Vikings, before his injury, then he comes back and, what he was doing in the Broncos. But at the same time, what he was doing in Denver, there's a reason why he's not in Denver anymore, right? You know what I mean? He beat out Drew Lock for a job, but he couldn't even beat out his competition, the AFC West, let alone the majority of the AFC on a Denver Broncos team that I think the offense is a little bit better than Miami, of course, prior, without the Tyreek Hill and all the additions. But Teddy Bridgewater, I don't think, is even remotely better than Tua at the moment. So Jimmy Garoppolo comes in. I think it's going to be Jimmy's team. It has to be Jimmy's team.
Jonka, state your case for Bridgewater.
I don't like Jimmy G. I'm not saying Jimmy G is better than Jimmy G is better than Teddy or Teddy, whichever one. I prefer Teddy over Jimmy because I don't trust Jimmy when it matters most. We've seen it before. Just in that Super Bowl alone, he was overthrowing George Kittle, which is like 6'5". How do you overthrow George Kittle wide open? Because the reason he's successful is because he has a running back. You never see really Jimmy G throw a lot, and especially now with this new Dolphins wide receiving core with Waddle, Gesicki, and Tyreek Hill, they're gonna expect him to throw, and I don't trust Jimmy G throwing the ball. He didn't even throw the ball in New England that much. The scores were like 15 to like 7 most games. So obviously most coaches don't trust him to throw the ball. So I would rather have Teddy Bridgewater throw the ball.
Look,
that's all I'm
Brandon,
saying.
you have a count?
I'm just saying, right? Jimmy
And
Garoppolo, that Super Bowl 2 years ago, right? But it's the idea that, look, we're talking about a guy that went to Lambeau Field, won in a close one against Green Bay. And I hate to say this, win against the Dallas Cowboys, one of the better teams in that entire season, during the regular season, winning it in Dallas. They hadn't had a single game, went through the worst possible situation they could for the playoff team, and they were that close to another Super Bowl appearance. And again, we're talking about McDaniels that went to a Kyle Shanahan offense, and Kyle Shanahan in 2017, Matt Ryan was the MVP on that roster.
So if you are, let me cut you off. If you think about saying something smart about the Dallas Cowboys, you shut your mouth.
I'm trying to.
Wait,
not you, him.
Wait, but are you telling me that Jimmy G won that game and not Deebo Samuel? Because I feel like Deebo Samuel did 100% of the work.
That's where I'm getting to my point, right? Because I said McDaniels was right there next to Kyle Shanahan with the 49ers offense. And this is the exact same Kyle Shanahan was the OC of Atlanta's 2017 Matt Ryan MVP year that went to a Super Bowl. So imagine Jimmy Garoppolo, not only does he leave Deebo Samuel, who was going to leave the 49ers most likely anyway, Jimmy G with Tyreek Hill, Jimmy G, Jalen Waddle, Jimmy G, Gesicki. We're talking about RPOs, we're talking about slants, we're talking about crossing routes in the middle, 15 yards out. Jimmy Garoppolo is a dominant mid-range, short pass type of guy. All right? We're not expecting long balls in Miami anymore. We're not getting a vertical route to a Tagovailoa no more.
But we have Tyreek Hill now. People are going to expect that.
Tyreek running 30 yards off in a catch and run. I'm telling you, it's the future of Miami if it does happen. Because, again, Tua, he has to be accurate with the slant. Tyreek Hill thinks he's the most accurate quarterback out there. But you put Jimmy Garoppolo in that scenario, it's like he's back home again with his old OC and now with a better cast of receivers.
But in New England and in San Francisco, they both had good offensive line. The Dolphins right now, even though they added Armstead, they don't really have a good offensive line. So if you're going to have a thrower, you need to have somebody that can also get out of the pocket and run, which is more likely on Teddy Bridgewater's side.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about the offense like Kyle Shanahan did with Matt Ryan and what McDaniels did with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's a quick tempo, RPO, quick slant. It's not getting guys out there 15 yards past. It's getting the pass within 10 yards. You know what I mean?
I agree to an extent with the both of you because I do agree with Jonka that in that game against Dallas, I think it was Deebo Samuel that damaged the Cowboys. It was Deebo Samuel.
Boo, we're running over everybody. You didn't do anything. You just head to the Deebo.
When you could run over Micah Parsons, like that's when you know like you got something in you because Micah Parsons is not an easy guy to take down, bro. Uh, and and I understand Brandon's point because I'm not gonna lie. I think that Garoppolo. I don't like Jimmy G, but I think that he's got more experience in his bag compared to Bridgewater.
Okay,
So
I agree with that.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's the biggest thing. The pieces, though. We're talking about Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. You can name any other X, Y, and Z receiver out there. I mean, the receiving core of Miami is probably one of the best in the AFC. Some can even argue top 5 in the NFL.
But, but wouldn't you also make the argument that then we should just have Jimmy G starting over Tua? Because Tua hasn't really played a full season in all the years he's been in the league so far. Why not just start Jimmy G then?
That's
And
what
see
I'm saying.
what happens.
That's what I'm saying. The ownership has to pull that trigger because, again, Jimmy Garoppolo has to be traded. So Tua has to be a part of that trade. I can't imagine any other way.
I'm sorry to say it, but I'm just gonna have to go with Brandon on this one, Jonka. I think if it comes to a situation where Tua is benched and it comes down to Bridgewater or Jimmy G, I'm gonna have to go with Jimmy G, man. I think he's a more experienced quarterback.
Well, if that ever gets to that situation, and then Jimmy G starts overthrowing Tyreek Hill, overthrowing Waddle, and all these people, you'll remember me.
Oh my gosh. We'll be fine. He won't throw a single ball past 20 yards.
That's terrible.
Trust me.
Switching topics into basketball, something that gave Brandon nightmares when he woke up this morning. It is reported that it's a real possibility. Now, the funny thing is that the beginning of July, when we talked about this, we were just laughing at it as a joke because we didn't really see it as a possibility. But now it's definitely a possibility that Kevin Durant could end up wearing Boston Celtic green. And obviously, I think it was a couple picks, Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, I believe, in that deal. And Brandon, who is a Celtics fan, I don't think he's liking the deal.
But specifically from what Shams reported from the Athletic, the NBA insider for them, the deal itself, the proposal that Brad Stevens made, and again, we don't know exactly how long this proposal was, if it was last week, last night, 4 weeks ago, since the beginning of all this. But apparently, the proposal that went out was Jaylen Brown, a 25-year-old All-Star, with Derek White and a couple of draft picks, multiple first-round, future first-round. Now, believe it or not, the Nets declined the deal, and they countered with Jaylen Brown, Defensive Player of the Year Marcus Smart, a potential rotational player, and you can argue who that could be, Grant Williams or even Robert Williams, who is the starting center for the Boston Celtics. But Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, rotational player, and additional draft picks on top of it. Now, if you ask me personally, I love the fact that the Nets declined it because I'll never want to see JB go. I don't know if we'll afford him after 2024 when he's an unrestricted free agent, but man, Sean Marks of Brooklyn's front office, what are you doing? How many offers you want? I mean, the extensions came out for the Phoenix Suns, right? Devin Booker, and then Aiden gets re-signed, so that's out of the picture. Zion ends up doing another extension for the Pelicans, so that's out of the picture. You got more guys signing back and forth, and it's like you're like in a stalemate right now with how many options you have. Again, the Miami Heat are still a real possibility for Kevin Durant, but now with Donovan Mitchell trying to be moved around Utah potentially with hearing of trade rumors, Danny Ainge in Utah, I mean, he will make the shot first before anybody else. But I mean, if anything, as a Celtic fan, I love the fact that it was declined. But if I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan, I'll be pulling my hair out. I really would.
Listen to me. And I'm going to say this very firmly. If the Boston Celtics land Kevin Durant, it is over for the Eastern Conference. Every single team. And that includes our Miami Heat. Because they've been sitting here all off season trying to play tax season and calculators and adding all numbers for what possibly could work. Chaka, you just sit there with a calculator, figure some shit out, bro.
And lost it.
I'm just sorry, but like, do you imagine after all that hard work, bro, you don't get him? Like, you've been sitting there. Like, what's in my head right now? You ever seen the old tax collectors
shit.
have a computer like this and the paper is coming out? That's what I'm thinking of the Miami Heat right now, bro. And like, again, I saw a report today that one of their main goals was keeping PJ Tucker. That sailed out the window like 2 days into the window opening, and like still nothing. But again, and I'm saying it, and I will keep saying it. Something that is still the key factor in all of this is that Tyler Hero is still not re-signed, which means something is still in the works. The day that we get that, two things will happen, Brandon. Two things will happen. The day we get that ESPN notification that says Tyler Hero is resigned, then one, we will know that nothing worked. Two, I will proceed to throw my phone and either walk or throw it out the window. Both of those things will happen. But again, if Kevin Durant lands in the Celtics, it is over for the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, but I mean, the one thing I don't understand though is like the Celtics are favorites already for another NBA title coming up next season. So why even make the move? Why even break the roster like that? You know what I mean? That I just think it's crazy that Brad Stevens even proposed it.
Because that will get them over the hump.
Hopefully, but I mean, Derek White was a huge part of this year's playoffs, and Jaylen Brown. I mean, I don't even think I even need to say a word. He was more reasons to watch the Boston Celtics in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
let's watch TV.
Again, I think facing a team like the Warriors, that wasn't enough.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a young, unexperienced team, but I mean, KD does bring you, that leverage. Like Jaylen Brown has 2 more years on his contract. Kevin Durant, and again, this is probably one of the biggest reasons why this is such a huge deal in the NBA. He has 4 years remaining on his contract at 34 years old. So, I mean, basically, if you get Kevin Durant right now, you're getting him basically for the rest of his career from the looks of it. Because I don't know how many people are going to re-sign KD at 39 years old, So that's why it's huge. I think Brad Stevens is, balls in glory for it, but I mean, banner 18 or we die trying. So I mean, I love the move. I just hate the fact that JB has to be included. I just baffles me, really.
Your thoughts on Kevin Durant potentially wearing Celtic green?
Hey, if it happens, I don't know, man. I might have to burn every Heat jersey I got. Because it's like, what more do you want from us, bro? Like,
oh god, bro.
It's like the Nets want us to offer every Heat player on our bench, and then just for one dude.
Yo, I feel bad for these guys in the Heat front office, bro. They've been adding numbers since July 1st.
They tried their best to not include Jimmy Butler at all, man.
They offered Jaylen Brown, but yet Victor Oladipo basically locked Jaylen Brown down whenever he would defend him. It was turnover city.
That was game 3.
Yeah.
For Twitter and lost the series. I don't want to hear a Victor's voice again.
Victor Oladipo breaded him, fried him, and sent him to his stomach.
Oh, just a game 3 thing, all right.
And
I know this is off topic, but who in the right mind puts down a highlight reel in the middle of a playoff series? That's what I don't get. You know how gutsy that is? How cocky that is for an NBA player? And, let alone the Eastern Conference Finals to do that.
You have to make sure he wasn't sure if he was staying with Miami, so he was trying to offer it to other suitors while he could.
Yeah.
He put out a demo reel.
Yo, you guys gonna upload it to Max Preps.
Victor Oladipo, 5-star, heavy experience. Yeah, put that on Indeed. I bet you put that on his Indeed page.
Eastern Conference finalist.
If KD goes to the Celtics, I want to see Pat Riley beg every team with a superstar for a trade. Because, like, what do you expect to do?
At this point, it's just offering players from the Canadian Basketball League, too.
I will give you Tyler Hero for the rest of your team, please. Just take him.
I don't know, but I just know for one thing though, if Kevin Durant, and again, I mean, it could be a hostage scenario where he just stays in Brooklyn for next year.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't show up in a Miami jersey, Bam and Adebayo better be averaging 30 points for y'all. That I must say.
No,
Yeah,
and defensive player of the year.
League.
You better play defensive player of the year because he said he's gonna get it this year.
I don't know, man. He didn't even make second team all defense. So
Mira, he didn't even get Robert Williams any business.
Excuse me, not even Robert. Al Horford.
Yeah, that's it.
Horford. An old man.
I'm telling you, it's the year of the guard, man. You know, you gotta give respect to the defensive guards out there. So it's gonna be a little bit harder for Bam now.
All right. Getting to our last topic of the night. Brandon, you're gonna have to help me out because I don't know how to say his last name. I just know his first name starts with Jonathan.
Okay, no problem. So if you haven't know, the Florida Panthers, and yes, the Florida Panthers, who are one of the best teams in the NHL, but somehow get swept in the second round against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hate to say that. However, they probably made one of the most biggest moves in franchise history, in my opinion. We talk about player Jonathan Huberdeau, who's been with the franchise since the early 2000 teens. I believe it was 2012 when he got drafted. Okay. The man was, I think, top 5 in overall points for the franchise, top 5 goals and whatnot. He ends up getting traded for a package for a guy who, again, 100-point player, 24 years old, upcoming guy, looking to re-sign away from the Calgary Flames. He ends up going away to Calgary in a trade, in a big deal. I think that reshapes his Florida roster. So for those who haven't heard, the Florida Panthers ended up doing a trade on Friday night that included Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Weegar, Cole Schwarnott, I might have butchered that name, but just know he was a prospect from 2019, as well as a conditioned top 10 protected pick in 2025. All for one man and one man only, Matthew Tkachuk. What the hell? What the hell? One guy, you get rid of your franchise leader and everything, an all-star, let alone last year, who had a great run with his Panther team. Weegar, who was one of our best guys on our first line, second line, third line, whatever he was on the ice, and a first-round pick in 2025 for a 24-year-old. Not in his prime. Again, 24 years old, young, 100-point player. And the best part about it, he actually did re-sign for 8 years, $9.5 million annually. And again, Huberdeau is going to be unrestricted free agent next season, as well as Weegar. But this doesn't help the team out for a chip. This doesn't even elevate us over Tampa. I don't even know what this deal does for us. It's just stupid for, if I'm a Florida Panther fan, which I am, I even worked in the damn building. I can only imagine the face of the season ticket holders when they said, Huberdeau's not going to be back. I mean, freaking the broadcaster does a play-by-play on Valley Sports, Goldstein. No more Hooby-Dooby-Doo, all right? Now he has to figure out a new catchphrase with the last name Tkachuk or whatever it is. You know what I mean? I love the kid. I think he's a great potential, especially for 8 years. He talks about things for the future. And he actually had his press conference today with the GM Bill. And I got to say, I think he's, all in for the Florida Panthers. Because he had teams like the Bruins he had in mind, hockey towns like Toronto and whatnot, and he put the Florida Panthers at top because he knew exactly what we're building in South Florida, in Sunrise. So I think it's a great bold move, but Jonka, Danny, the thing that I just hated about it, the GM for the Florida Panthers said, "Oh, I couldn't believe they actually offered it. I immediately picked up the phone and accepted right away." He didn't even double think getting rid of a guy who's been with you for almost more than a decade.
Oh, God.
That's like if Pat Riley said Dwayne Wade in 2018 said, "Oh, Dwayne Wade for Joakim Noah and potentially Giannis Antetokounmpo before Giannis even went to the gym." Who makes that move? Right? It's a bold move. I think it's good, but the Flames definitely won that trade. So,
Brandon, do you think there's more to the story that we don't know about?
The only thing I can think of is that the Panthers are in a win mode that is Stanley Cup or bust in the next few years. potentially 3 years. I can't say till next season because it's too soon with a young roster. But I think the biggest point about this is that Jonathan Huberdeau, again, and Uyghur were going to be unrestricted free agents in the year 2023, basically after next season, which means Jonathan's probably going to be more than 11 million annual type of player. Uyghur's probably going to be building up on the ladders as well. I know that Huberdeau is, the franchise basically, and some might say for the Florida Panthers, but the question was, will we even have enough the way he's been playing to re-sign him? So I think that's probably the biggest thing when I look at this trade. That not only do we get a good player for 8 years, but the questions are now gone about Huberdeau re-signing with the Panthers because that's long gone in the past, unfortunately. But I mean, it sucks in the soul, but it understands in the mind. So I mean, I guess I understand the move. It's just crazy as it is.
Listen, all I know, and it's very frustrating that they cannot get past the Tampa Bay Lightning, and super annoying. All this they are a good team. The Panthers are a good team. But you get all this hype and all this talk, and then we freaking get to the playoffs, we can't get past Tampa. We need to get and it's just this is not a trade that's going to get the Florida Panthers over the hump. I think it's a step backwards in my opinion, to be honest with you. So, unless they make some other moves, I don't see it helping.
I don't know. I mean, because McDonald's not on the board. Like Sidney Crosby's not walking through the door either. So, and actually, now that I'm thinking about it now, the Alexander Barkov, Jonathan Huberdeau combo is now gone. So it's like Barkov, who, in my opinion, is getting underpaid at the moment, right? He has to now deal with having his best duo, right? His best forward duo now replaced with a 24-year-old kid, which again, a lot of potential. He played a great time in Calgary, so it's going to be more questions than answers for the Florida Panthers. And I think this does take a step back. I do agree on that. It does take us a little bit of a step back.
Jocko, any final thoughts before we close tonight?
Brandon, I regret to inform you that all this ranting you did about the Panthers for the past 10 minutes, what you yet to understand is that the Panthers will always be the Panthers, and they will not win no matter how much they win in the regular season. They will not win they will not make the Stanley Cups. They will not get close to it. They will make the playoffs, but they will disappoint you year after year after year.
I'm telling you, I keep the faith, though. That's the thing. I know it's not 1996 nor 97, but I keep the faith we'll be back lifting a Stanley or even getting the opportunity of lifting a Stanley. I don't know. It's just the team. Tampa, great squad, almost a 3-time Stanley Cup winner. But, man, the way the season ended, the amount of lackluster goals and all that, I don't know. I don't know what answers. Maybe just the brackets just never in our favor.
Would you say what? I forgot his name again, bro. That's a weird ass name that you put up there. What was his name?
Kachuk.
Jonathan
Huberdeau.
Okay, yeah. He was with the Panthers, right? To be correct.
Yep, always since the start.
Would you say he was like the captain or one of the captains or something?
No, yeah.
He was better.
No,
okay.
Yeah.
He was the Michael Jordan of Panthers.
Okay.
Better yet that.
So, not only did they get rid of the Michael Jordan of the Panthers, they just lost chemistry, goal scoring, and you think they're going to get better.
Well, goal scoring again, because, even though this is a crazy trade, but Kachuk is, again, 100-point player, young kid, 24 years old. So the goal scoring is going to be there. I don't think there's a doubt about that. It's just that, man.
Wonder how they added that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
After Huberdeau and Uyghur, it's that's like your first line, second line right there. That's like Man, I mean, that's like 2 starters out there for a kid at 24 years old, as great as he is. But
it is what it is, gentlemen. And with that, we're closing up full hour. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in week out, episode 57. I hope you guys enjoyed that last 10 minutes. It was a very productive session by Brandon, I think. He was I think that's the most animated. I haven't seen him fired up like that. It was great. I was like, wow, Brandon, they really lit a fire up in Brandon today. Remember again, guys, shirts are on sale. Go get them. As Jonka said today, go get them while they're hot. And we'll see you guys next week for a brand new episode. Have a great rest of your week, everybody.